Chapter 13, City of Love. Now, playing as Ella. Your head is in a whirl as Levy whisks you away to Paris for the long weekend. You must look as bewildered as you feel because Levy notices your expression with a soft chuckle. Relax, you don't have to worry about a thing. But my passport, luggage, my apartment... taken care of. And I'll have you back in plenty of time for work on Tuesday. But from now until this jet brings you home again, your only job is to obey. Levy, I promise to do whatever you say. I'll be a good girl. I'm counting on it. It'll take a little over 8 hours to arrive, so make yourself comfortable. He sounds like, well, he makes it sound like this is on a regular basis, and knowing Levy, he probably does. Instead of relaxing back in your seat, you toy with your glass of sparkling water. Everything about the situation seems too good to be true. Are you a nervous flyer? Should I have ordered you something stronger? It's not that. No one's ever done something like this for me before. I guess I'm just not used to it. Well, you'd better get used to it. You refuse to let Levy's sudden show of emotion move you. When we were talking earlier, you didn't say anything about Paris. Why the sudden, about face? He sets his jaw in a way you've become familiar with, but instead of retreating behind it, he sighs. You're right. You deserve an explanation. The truth is, I'm tired of resisting you. I can't believe I'm saying this, but it was your ex who changed my mind. Pat, when did you see him? At a meeting scheduled with his team, but apparently he plans to represent himself from now on. Can he do that? He can do whatever the hell he wants. It doesn't make the least bit of difference to me. He's not getting his hands on you. A thrill moves down your spine at the possessive note in his voice. Pat Rancic wouldn't know a good thing if it bit him on his ass. He threw away a perfectly good team of lawyers, and worse, he still threw you away. When Levy returns his gaze to yours, it's much softer and warmer. I'm not about to let you slip through my fingers the way your ex did. Levy, that's the sweetest thing anyone has ever said about me, but I also want to go with it's about time, but you know. I can't believe I have Pat to thank for all this. Don't give him too much credit. But I'm not taking you to Paris because of Pat. It's high time you learned what it's like to belong to me. Now that you're mine, I can give you whatever I want, whenever and wherever I want to. Your mouth goes dry. Although you've had a taste of what it's like to be in Levy's power, he's never looked at you quite like that before. He leans back in his seat and toys with his glass, watching as you do your best not to squirm under his stare. There are a few things we need to discuss first, like how you broke our rules. Hey, wait. Does this mean I'm gonna get punished? I've been awfully bad, haven't I? Yes, then you can bet your sweet ass I'm making you pay for it later. What you and I need is a contract negotiation. New rules, new pleasures, new punishments. Levy reaches into his bag and extracts a stack of crisp pages. You scan the top one. You're free to change anything that doesn't meet your satisfaction. You'll find me a very reasonable dom until you sign on the dotted line. I'm sorry, you people have paper contracts? Oh boy. Your eyes skim lower power exchanges, discretionary measures, partner swapping, or just a few of the items Levy has seen fit to highlight. Oh wow. This is intense. Just take it one line at a time. These rules are in place to protect us both. You'll note that the first is still no feelings. Oh, for the love of... No feelings is going to be tricky. Your hand hovers over the spot next to the line, awaiting your approval. That part is non-negotiable, Ella. I'm not in this for a long-term commitment. You nod and check the spot provided next to the line. It'll be difficult to keep your emotional distance, but Levy is worth it. But that right there is an emotion in and of itself. Understood. We'll just live in the moment. You continue reading through the contract as Levy watches your reaction to each of his stipulations. I have to keep any and all inserted devices in until you determine a proper removal time. You make it sound so clinical. Yeah, we're not going to talk about this one. Do you want me to change the wording? Very well. Oh boy. This book is going to be the death of me. You ignore your rising heat as you check off the use of your safe word. Proper aftercare measures and Levy's right to give you a collar of his choosing. You reserve the right to drip hot wax on my body whenever you want. Oh, for the love of God. At least I can talk about some of this. Oh boy, remember when diamond choices were the risky part? Now it's just like every, thing in the book. The sub will only purchase toys as permitted by the Dom, no more, no less. Additional purchases will be made at the sub's risk. Well, it's up to Levy to find him watching you with amusement. You know very well how naughty you were when you bought that Spreader bar without my permission. I'll be on my best behavior from now on. I'll believe it when I see it. You check off the line with a flourish. As soon as you reach the line about partner sharing, swapping, and gifting, you can feel yourself growing hot all over. Partner sharing, you mean like when you gave me permission to play with Floor and Solange? You liked it, didn't you? You duck your head in a quick nod. Is that bad? Am I only supposed to let you touch me? If everyone consents, there's no limit to what we can do. Just remember your safe word will always carry weight. Even if what you're asked to do is in our contract, you can still say no if it doesn't feel right in the moment. This concession makes you feel a little bit better about skimming over the next few lines until you see something that makes you sit up straight. There's no way I'm agreeing to... the OJ without your permission. Let you give me any gift of your choosing. I don't know how I feel about it. What if it's ridiculously expensive and I can't accept just anything? Instead of taking offense at this line of questioning, you laugh. Too bad. If you're my sub, that means you're mine to spoil however I want. If I want to give you diamonds, I'll give you diamonds. If I want to give you Paris, then I'll take you to Paris. And if I want you to die, oh boy. By the time you reach the end of the contract, you're pretty sure your life will never be the same again. No, really. Pretty sure when we started this shit, it would never be the same. You're giving Levy so much power over you can't wait to start experiencing what it's like. Well, little lamb, are we ready to make this official? You give your provisions one last review, and then nod. I can submit to these terms, and to you. Levy reaches out to sign his name with a flourish. Now it's your turn. You start to scrawl your name, but pause halfway through. This is the start of a new adventure! And a new you. The divorce proceedings are moving along, and I'm on my way to becoming myself again. Which means... You put the pen to paper, and once again, instead of writing Ella Ransack, you sign your maiden name. Sure, Sullivan, whatever. Ella Sullivan. It's time to take back control of my life before I hand it over to you. I like the sound of that. He whisks the contract away and stows it in his bag. When he returns attention to you, it's with a knowing, determined glint in his eye. Hey, I have a question. Any legal contract I'm supposed to get a copy of? You've made me a very happy man today, Ella. Do you know what happens when your dom is pleased? I get rewarded? You gasp as he rises from his chair and looms over you, his fingers caressing your cheek. That's right, and you've been a very good girl. Are you ready to find out how good? Your breath comes hot and fast under his light touch. It's a long flight to Paris. Letting Levy indulge in his dominance will help pass the time. I love your beautiful faces, but until we start getting this stuff up and rolling on Patreon, you know how this is gonna go. Already the non-diamond choices are needing to be edited out, right? you know, just the normal commentary, just normal story. I don't like doing that, but it's YouTube, right? It's YouTube and they're a-holes. Yeah, YouTube, I hope you're listening. I'm sorry that Susan hasn't got any. She's the CEO of YouTube, in case you didn't know that. Long story short, hopefully you guys are enjoying this regardless. If you want to see the unedited stuff, consider in the future, consider just letting me know, but I'm also probably going to start putting it on Patreon. That way no one can dictate what we read and don't read, okay? Thanks. You have a shy shake of your head, all of a sudden you feel very tired and very overwhelmed. Would it be okay if we wait until we land to officially start our relationship? It's been a long week, and I'd like to get ahead of the jet lag. You became my sub the moment you signed the paperwork, Ella. If I wanted to, I could take you right here and right now. But I'm in a good mood, so I'll let you get your beauty rest this time. What happens next time? I'll have no mercy. Jet lag will be the least of your worries. Oh, yeah, okay, Mr. Cares about her exhaust after last time. You arrive in Paris feeling refreshed and excited about the weekend ahead. Levy has timed your arrival so you step off the plane just as the sun shines brightly overhead. So beautiful. I've never been to Europe before. Then I'm glad I get to be your guide. Before you know it, you're on a whirlwind tour of all the sights and sounds of Paris. Je ne sais quoi, oui, merci beaucoup. I can't believe I'm actually here. I used to dream of visiting Paris in college. Levy positions himself behind you, his chin propped on your shoulder as you stare out over the sparkling waters of the Seine. From here, it feels as if you can see straight into the heart of Paris. What else do you dream of? A handsome prince to share it with? Or maybe a wicked villain in his place? My dreams were as pure as driven snow. Arguably too pure. I wasted so much time in a protective little bubble when this was beautiful world was out there waiting for me. Levy holds on. Hold on, you titans. Everything led to this moment, Ella. That's not a waste. The next stop on your tour places you right in the center of Les Marais. No trip to Paris is complete without at least one croissant, and they're super good. Levy pulls out a piece of pastry and lifts it to your lips. Looks like a chocolate one too. You obediently open your mouth and allow him to hand feed you the croissant. Rich, buttery layers melt on your tongue. Oh my god, that's not a croissant, that's a piece of heaven. Yep. He chuckles and wipes a crumb from the corner of your mouth, his thumb lingering on your lips. A mouth like yours deserves only the best. Before long, you find yourself standing in front of the Fountain des Mers. Levy hands you a coin. Make a wish, Ella. If you're a good girl, it might even come true. You're not supposed to tell your wishes. I wish... world peace. Let's get honest. It's not gonna happen. Everyone's too stuck in their BS about skin color, gender, and everything else. If only we could move past that and join me in the 24th century. To enjoy every minute of this weekend. From now until we touch ground in Chicago, I want to experience nothing but pleasure. You flip the coin to the fountain, watching as it sinks slowly to the bottom. I think that can be arranged. We have one more stop before we call it a day. You turn to Levy with bright, eager eyes. Is it the Eiffel Tower? I've always wanted to see it. All in good time, Ella. Levy leads you down the Rue Saint-Honore. The names of Dior, Cartier, Louis Vuitton flash by as he guides you to an elegant jewelry shop. I swear I was French in a past life. You balk once you see the flash of diamonds in the display window, but Levy drops a hand to your lower back and propels you forward. There's no turning back now, little lamb. Pronunciation of French stuff is just... je ne sais quoi. As soon as you set foot inside the jewelry store, glittering diamond tiaras, heavy watches heavy with gold plating, and glinting jewelry sets sparkle up at you from every angle. Wow. Ah, Mr. Thorne, impeccable timing. As always, I was just finishing the preparations in the bag, but the case is ready for you now. The store manager leads you over to a display case in the back of the store with trays and trays of gorgeous glittering jewelry. He lays them out before you and looks to Levy for approval. That should do it. I'll let you know once the lady has made her decision. The manager bows himself out of the room, heading into the back. Pick something you like. Anything you like. Levy, I can't do that. He glanced down at the simple teardrop necklace with a price tag so high that it makes you dizzy. There's no way I can let you buy me anything from this place. It's too much. Way too much. I'll be the judge of that. Now that you're mine, I'm free to do whatever I want with you, including lavishing you with expensive jewelry. But he pulls you so close that you can feel the heat rising off of his body. Spoiling you gets me excited. Do you really want to deny me that pleasure? You're powerless to resist his plea or the temptation of all that jewelry gleaming in front of you. Well, if you insist. You run your eyes over the trays of jewelry as he stands back to watch you shop. 3 items in particular catch your eye. So we have the orchid pin, the sapphire comb, or the ruby pendant. Let me go with the ruby pendant. You lift a ruby pendant, admiring how the gems catch the light. It's stunning and huge, that's what she said. Say the word and it's yours. You sigh happily as you admire the jewelry in a mirror on the opposite wall. There's one more special piece I want you to try on. As if on cue, the store manager reemerges from the back. Sorry for the delay. If you'll just follow me. The store manager leads you to a private room. A table in the center holds spaces for several jewelry displays. I didn't know jewelry stores had secret back rooms. Is this a Paris thing or a Levy thing? Both. You watch as the manager swings open the door to an attached vault and brings out a necklace that, with the most dazzling array of diamonds you've ever seen in your life. He sets it down on the table before giving you and Levy a privacy again. Is that for me? I picked out the diamond collar, especially for you. When you wear this, there's no mistaking that you're mine. Levy, it's beautiful. Almost as beautiful as you. Will you wear it for me, Ella? Collect the diamond collar for your dungeon. Let Debbie worship you. Body right here and now. Oh, boy. I'll happily submit to this and everything. Yeah, but how's that gonna work with the necklace we just picked? If I would have known we were given a collar, right? Like, I get it, you could still wear them together, right? But I would have picked the other one of the two. That's right. If I want to drape the whole gorgeous body in diamonds, then I will. He draws closer and lifts the collar. A shiver runs down your spine as his fingertips graze your skin. The collar is heavier than it looks. The stone's cool to the touch. He holds it up, but doesn't clasp it yet. Something's not right. He lowers the collar and scrutinizes you carefully. You don't like the way it looks on me? He takes a step back, allowing his gaze to move lazily up and down your body. I see what the problem is. You have far too many clothes on. Strip naked, and we'll see if I like that any better. Ah, Levy. Listen, why not? Yes, sir. Your wish is my command. You drop your gaze and straighten your posture. That's right, gorgeous. Show me that beautiful body. Bear it all to me. Oh, boy. The overhead light feels like a spotlight as you start removing your clothes. You try not to feel self-conscious, but Levy's eyes never leave your body. Take all the time you need. I'll never tire of this view. You desperately want to peek over your shoulder to gauge his reaction, but you don't dare. Now what? To your surprise, his voice sounds from directly behind you. Now I decorate my treasure. No part of his body touches yours as he lifts the diamond collar again. You're acutely aware of it closing around your neck like a vise. Better? It's getting there. Next, he takes a 3-tiered necklace from the table and drapes it around your neck. He circles you, his eyes narrowed in sharp appraisal. Stunning. He leans over to trail the feather-like kisses along the path of your necklace as you moan as he trails over the swell. It's hard to improve on a masterpiece, but I'm up for the task. You hold your breath as Levy selects another diamond necklace, even bigger and more elaborate than the last one. Levy, really, this is too much. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this is a bit much, dude. Holy shit. I'll say when it's too much. Oh, okay. I must be wearing $1 million worth of jewelry by now, and practically nothing else. Perfect. How do you feel? I feel expensive. Glance down at row upon row of glittering jewels and smile. Not even you can afford me like this. He arches his brow with a laugh. Is that what you think, my poor sweet innocent? You have no idea what I'm capable of. He whimpers as he strokes each necklace. There's one more thing we can do to create the perfect picture, only if you obey. Please, I don't know how much more of this I can take. Yeah, no shit. $1 million of jewelry on your body, you know? Levy shoves the tray off the side of the table and pats the surface. Up you go. I want to see you and all those jewels spread out before me. You collected the diamond collar for your dungeon. Here's the thing, though. I hope the jeweler has free time, because they're going to need to clean a lot of that jewelry, I'm just saying. As you get dressed, Levy carefully removes each piece of jewelry from around your neck and places them back on the trays. By the time you've done, only the collar and your gift from Levy remain. These are left out of the store manager to pack away for you. Thank you, Levy, for the gift and for... You're welcome. There's plenty more where that came from. You and Levy exit the jewelry store hand in hand. After a day of Levy's pampering, you find yourself standing taller and walking prouder. Is it just me, or does it feel like everyone is looking at us? They're not looking at us, they're looking at you. He stops you in the middle of the sidewalk, dropping his mouth close to your ear. People are staring because they can't help but notice how beautiful you are and how untouchable. This is the beginning of what it's like to belong to Levy Thorne. Wait until I show you the rest. Alright, without further ado, thank you all for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Head down description below, links to social media, Discord, and if you like to support me and my content. Without further ado, yeah, no, I was talking with the other couple content creators about this book. And people are like, why do you have to edit it so much? Like, what's going on? And like, people are shocked. It's, again, if people don't know, I'm gonna say this again. It's editing because YouTube and their new guidelines. We went backwards about, I don't know, 30 years in their guidelines, okay? 30 years in terms of shit. I'm a huge George Carlin fan, and, you know, here he was for, like, that long, trying to get, you know, the 7 words that aren't permitted on television, right? Television, radio, etc. Used to be a bigger, longer list, but ever so slowly, the 80-year-olds that run this country have slowly been, like, you know, less conservative, even though they are words that they hear and see and say in their own homes and in public, right? And suddenly we're shocked by what Pixelberry puts out there. YouTube, for whatever reason, isn't following along with Google Play's TOS and guidelines themselves. Otherwise, as long as a content creator censors words out or censors imagery out or things like that, is permissible on the platform. Again, if people want to join me and rally behind me and even get this pushed to the levels it should be, then Google and YouTube would have to hold each other accountable. And remember, Google owns YouTube. And if Google is saying this app is fine, everything is permissible on this, as long as it has a certain rating, and then YouTube has the same rating system, but they can remove content at any given time. I'm sitting there and I look at a lot of the content on the platform that is permissible based on what someone feels when they read or when someone feels when they see something, right? And it depends. It depends. I've got people who have reviewed the content and they're like, no, this is perfectly fine. It's, you know, it's come back. And then I've got people who argue and say, no, it should be deleted. So again, YouTube, it's up to personal beliefs. And as you can tell, the world is hugely divided. Instead of following along with terms and service, it's following along with your personal beliefs. And there's no strict guideline to what could and should be. Again, I could sit and go on and on and on about this, but I just, yesterday again, there was a bunch of content creators, you know, and we get together, you know, talk about this garbage, and we're all kind of like in the same, you know, sphere of choices, you know, aside from a couple, you know, bad eggs who we just keep out of the parties. Long story short, yeah, no. Choices is just, you know, again, choices is being choices. YouTube is being dumb, and Google is sitting here just ignoring the two. And mainly YouTube. So unless people want to rally behind me and start lighting a fire under Google's ass to hold YouTube accountable and stop cracking down on us content creators as much as we are, and as long as we rate things 18 plus and for, you know, for people to be 18 to watch the content, YouTube's going to keep hitting us. YouTube's going to keep hitting us and even threatening to delete our channels if we go to cross the line. So it's one of the reasons why I want to put the content on Patreon, right? So I stop having to hold back. Let's put it that way. I could put up just a quick like vignette, say, hey, guess what? This is on Patreon. Go watch it and have a great day. Versus having to, I'm literally having to double dip. And the best way to put this is, imagine sitting here and I'm having to do this, right? And I have no problem with it if the people want it. I have to sit here and I have to edit and I have to do all this shit and garbage. And then I have to go and make a completely separate video in the future for Patreon, where it's uncensored, it's less commentary, because, you know, I figure, you know, if you're going to go to Patreon to get it, I'm not going to talk as much besides doing voices and everything else like that. So it's kind of like a pro and a con, right? But yeah, once again, thank you for watching. Much love and appreciation. Sorry about YouTube, but, you know, it's YouTube. And love you, beautiful faces, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.